You know, Mr. Fritter, let me tell you something now. You scare me. Since 14, assault, trespass, deadly conduct, assault, DWI, forgery, and now a harassment and a felony assault. Look at me. I'm going to make your bond so high your head will spontaneously combust. But no one, and I mean no one, should have to live with that kind of fear.
All right, everyone buckle up, because this one is absolutely mind-blowing. Judge Flair, the no-nonsense enforcer justice, is about to deliver a ruling that will shake the courtroom. The defendant, a walking disaster of bad decisions, dating back to the age of 14. And when I say bad, I mean life-altering. What was he thinking kind of bad? His criminal history is so extensive it could be turned into a multi-season Netflix series. We're talking assault, stalking, repeated offenses. The kind of red flags you just can't ignore. If he put half as much effort into staying out of trouble as he did breaking the law, he could have had a successful career by now. But here we are, and Judge Flair, he is not having it. His expression says it all. He's seen it all before, and he's about to make sure this guy learns a harsh lesson. If he thought he was about to get off easy, think again. Judge Flair is about to hand him a reality check so severe, it might as well be another charge. But just wait, because things are about to take an even wilder turn. Stay tuned, because you will not believe what happens next. Judge Flair isn't here for small talk. He's here to lay down the law. There's no hopeful speech about change coming from him. No, this is Judgment Day, and our defendant, he's a cautionary tale of what not to do in life. The way Judge Flair dismantles every excuse, every weak attempt to justify his actions. It's ruthless. No sugarcoating, no hand-holding. Just blunt truth bombs that leave the defendant standing there in stunned silence. And the courtroom, completely still. You can feel the weight of every word as the judge lays out the facts, making it painfully clear. This guy is fresh out of chances. But here's the big question. Will the punishment match the crime? Because let's be honest, this guy has spent years making life miserable for others. It's time for real accountability. Will Judge Flair serve up the justice we're all hoping for? Stick around. Because trust me, the ending to this case is unbelievable.
You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On or about September 19, 2024, an officer conducted a follow-up in regards to an assault on a family case. Upon further investigation, the officer made contact with the complaining witness, who reported that the defendant had been harassing her since September 18, 2024, by sending her videos, voicemails, and text messages containing horrible remarks, approximately 50 to 60 messages in total. In the voicemails, the defendant curses at her, asking, "Where are you? Why the fuck aren't you at work?" and calling her various names. Additionally, the complainant showed the officer text messages of the defendant telling the complaining witness, "Kill yourself and I want to watch you suffocate, and your family hates you." The complaining witness indicated that the continual harassment is making her fear him even more. Complaining witness was able to give officers the defendant's identifying information and positively identify the defendant as a person who has been harassing her.
I see that he has also picked up a felony assault against this complaining witness as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What happened in that one? And I'm assuming it's the same date as this one, so I'm assuming it's out of the same transaction.
I'm not sure. So it says that I don't believe so. It says that on September 18th in Harris County, officers were dispatched to an assault. The complaining witness advised that the defendant came home upset about socks not being in the closet. The defendant punched the complaining witness with a closed fist on her foot twice on her right thigh and twice on her left thigh, causing pain. The complaining witness advised that the defendant grabbed her by the arm and forcibly shoved her out of the house, throwing her on the porch. She advised that she felt pain, and she advised that this has been an ongoing issue for the past 2 years. The officers observed purple and green bruises on her arm, foot, and her legs. The bruises were green, purple, and red and of significant size.
Is there a no contact order in this case?
Judge, who's the defendant?
This is Mr. Fritter. He hasn't harassed, Mr. Fritter, let me tell you something now. You scare me. And you scare me something good. You have, since 14, assault, trespass, deadly conduct, assault, DWI, forgery, and now a harassment and a felony assault.
Judge, there has been a note filed, but there is no protective order in this case.
Is there no contact in the felony case whatsoever?
I'm checking the bond conditions. It's no threatening or harassing at this time. Would ask if that be a no contact in this court, Judge.
I don't see that the rip has been.
Are you Miss Lisco?
Yes, sir.
That's Miss Lisco right there. Come up, ma'am. Come up. I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now, Mr. Fritter. I want to protect you as much as I can. No one has to have this kind of treatment whatsoever for any reason. And I will do everything in my power to protect you. All I need you to do is tell me. All I need is please give me the word. Mr. Fritter, look at me. You so much. One, I'm. Can you imagine what life is like when someone has to walk on eggshells because they have the fear that if they make someone mad in the smallest respect of having socks not in the damn drawer, they're liable to get a beating? Can you imagine what life is like to live with that kind of fear? You're going to live it with me now, because one false move, I'm going to make your bond so high your head will spontaneously combust. But no one, and I mean,
This guy deserves every second of the punishment coming his way. Watching him squirm under Judge Flair's scrutiny is satisfying. But justice isn't just about this one moment. It has to send a message. This isn't just another case. It's a clear statement that domestic abuse will not be tolerated. The real hero here, the woman who had the courage to stand up and face him. Imagine the fear, the trauma, and yet she still found the strength to fight for justice. That's the kind of bravery that deserves recognition. The justice system needs to prioritize victims like her, not just helping them survive, but making sure they can live without fear. So no, I don't feel bad for this guy. Not one bit. The real issue here is how many people like him walk free for far too long. What do you think? Should the punishments for domestic abuse be even harsher? Let's talk about it. This right here is what real accountability looks like. Judge Flair isn't holding back. He's making it crystal clear that actions have consequences, and no amount of excuses or apologies will change that. You can feel the weight of his words as he lays it all out, leaving no room for doubt. This is a kind of no-nonsense approach more judges need to take when dealing with abusers. And honestly, it's long overdue. Too many victims are left wondering if the system will actually protect them. But today, Judge Flair is making sure that at least in this case, justice is more than just a word. It's a reality. So what's it going to be? A slap on the wrist? Or a sentence so severe that this guy finally understands the damage he's done? One thing's for sure, you do not want to miss how this ends.
Or harassing contact. What is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think is threatening or harassing. It's what she perceives. So if I go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It most certainly is. And it's enough for me to put you in jail and make your bond $150,000, maybe 50, maybe 20. But I will do, Mr. Fritter, I will do everything in my power to protect every single person of this county. And I don't care if you're kicking, screaming, crying because you go to jail and don't have anyone to bond you out. And going to drug test him like crazy to make sure that he's not using alcohol or dope. In fact, I'm going to test him 2 times a week. I'm setting him now because I want to know what, if anything, is in his system, and then we'll go from there.
Judge, he will come back to positive, but it's prior use from.
What were you going to test positive for, Mr. Freder?
Marijuana.
Okay.
And ketamine. And probably some other stuff that could have been in the ketamine.
These are your bond conditions that are going to apply to you now. And if you fail to live up to these bond conditions, I'm just going to let you know. That's it. You will appear to me here 2 times a week to take drug test. And if I find anything is in your system, and I don't care what it is, I'm going to lock you up. You're ordered not to use any kind of dope or alcohol. And if you can't get this monkey off your back, because I am now giving you the opportunity to do it on your own. If you're incapable of doing it on your own, then I'm going to do it for you. Do you understand? No dope, no alcohol. And when I mean no alcohol from any source. No isopropyl alcohol, cakes, candies, foods, gums, energy drinks, tequila, lollipops, hair dye. I've heard it all, and I don't care. You come to me test positive, you'll stay with me. I also want you 3 times a week to do anger management classes so that we can deal with the anger issues. Look at me. 3 times a week. And I want a piece of paper showing me that you've done it, the date, time, location of where you've done it, so that I can verify that you've done it. And if you don't do it, you will stay with me. You now have the opportunity to address these things on your own. If you don't, you will be doing it with me. And if I get one breath that she's been mistreated in any way, shape, or fashion, holy freak.
Judge Flair wasn't playing around from the start, making sure this guy faced the full consequences of his actions. And let's be real, this isn't some tragic story of a guy who made one bad decision. No, this is a pattern, a lifestyle, and he keeps proving that he belongs exactly where he is. It's honestly insane that he was even given a second chance. Just a few basic conditions to follow, and he still managed to mess it up. Like, how hard is it to just not break the law? But instead of getting his act together, he chose to dive right back into the reckless behavior that got him here in the first place. Now, with a $150,000 bond hanging over his head, it's safe to say he's not going anywhere anytime soon. And I highly doubt Judge Flair will show him any mercy when he sees him again. What do you think? Should the judge throw the book at him this time? Or is there still hope for redemption? Let me know in the comments. And that wraps up another wild courtroom moment. This case had it all. Bad decisions, zero accountability, and a judge who wasn't about to let it slide. Judge Flair didn't just hand down a ruling. He made a statement. Too often, we see criminals like this walk away with a slap on the wrist, but not today. This was justice, plain and simple. But now, I want to hear from you. Was a $150,000 bond enough, or should it have been even higher? Should repeat offenders like this even get the chance to bail out? And what about Judge Flair? Was he too harsh, too lenient, or did he handle it exactly right? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious to see what you all think. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who loves seeing justice served. Stay safe out there, because trust me, there are way too many people like this guy still roaming around. I'll see you in the next one.